guys, and welcome back. We are going to do Isaiah's 9-month update today. You're 9 months! You are 3/4 of the way to a year. How do you feel about that? Yeah. He hasn't had a doctor's appointment yet, but he did have an appointment with the dietitian, and they weighed him and did his height there. I didn't get the height, but I did see what the weight was, and he was 23 pounds and 6 ounces. He was in the 90th percentile for that. And he's also in the 90th percentile for height, but I just don't know what the inches were. She didn't tell me, and I didn't ask. I didn't think about it. But yeah, so he is still on the big side, obviously. Nothing's changed there. He has transitioned from 12-month clothes to 18-month clothes. He's still wearing the 12-month sleepers a little bit. They're getting tight, but everything else we had to change to 18-month, especially the pants. They were way too short. So he is just growing like a weed. Yeah. We'll get started with eating. He is eating 3 solid meals a day. He has been doing that for a couple months now, but it's definitely more steady now. He has his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Usually when I do, lately he's been having his lunches earlier because his naps have been getting shorter. He was doing 2-hour naps. He would take a nap around 9:30 and he would take a nap around 2, and for both of those he would sleep 2 hours. But they are getting a little shorter now. They're turning to about 1.5 hours, which is fine, because he's sleep. Woo! Why'd you fall over? You have a pillow? So yeah, 3 meals a day. He'll try anything that we give him. There's nothing he's turned down yet. Where's his teethers? There you go. He's popping a tooth right now, so he might be a little whiny. I feel like he's doing that in every video. Tries everything. The only thing so far he's had any issue with has been salmon, which was super weird because from the beginning we've been giving him salmon and he's been fine with it. But this last time that I gave it to him, he ate it as usual, and then he just started rubbing his face like crazy, and his face, the whole side started getting red and getting hives. So I wasn't sure if that was it. So then the next time that we gave it to him with just the salmon so that we could watch for a reaction, and he started eating it and had the same reaction. I've given him a tiny piece since and just taken it and put it straight in his mouth and didn't let him touch it, didn't let him... What? Didn't let him rub the oils on his face, and he didn't have a reaction, but it was really small. So we'll probably try it again later, but we're just giving him a little break. So we've been trying to get him to drink from a sippy cup still, and he won't do it. I've used one of those no-spill, just like water cups, and he just chews on it. So I've been taking the lids off and actually just giving him a drink. But he does the weirdest thing, like he'll either choke on it, or he just holds it in his mouth and then spits it out, or he just lets it all fall out and then just starts laughing. Like he won't actually drink it. But if the water is in his bottle, at night he'll drink it, but he won't drink it during the day. He wants nothing to do with it. So I'm trying to figure out how to keep this kid hydrated. He has his 9-month appointment coming up soon, and I'm going to talk to the doctor about that and figure out what they think is the best idea, because I don't know what to do. Because eventually he's supposed to be off formula and just transition to water and milk, but I don't know. Speaking of formula, he's still on the same formula, still having the same issues with it, but they're a lot less. He's still spitting up, still having constipation, so he still has to be on the Miralax. The spit up, it's usually about half an hour after he'll do a big vomit or whatever, and I can't find any way to fix it. I guess we'll just have to wait till he gets off formula, because I really don't want to switch it to another one because he's handling this one so well. But yeah, that's where we are with that. He's only drinking about 4-ounce bottles with it, but he's still throwing up quite a bit. So moving on to sleep. During this last month has been quite horrible. He was waking up 2 to 3 times a night wanting to eat. I wasn't getting any sleep. He wasn't getting any solid sleep. We were both pretty miserable. So once he turned 9 months, we started night weaning. So we're still in the process of that. So sleep is getting a little bit better, but we're still working on that one. He still has the same times. He goes to bed between 7 and 8, wakes up between 6:30, 7. So that's about normal. Nothing's changed there. Like I already mentioned, naps are going really well. He was having 2 2-hour naps, which was great. On Sundays, because we would be at church, he'd get like a 20 to 30 minute nap in the carrier. And then when we would get home, he would take a 3-hour nap, which was amazing. It was like we had just a break on Sundays. This last Sunday, that has changed. He didn't sleep at all at church, which I'm hoping that's just a fluke. So he got his eye teeth first, and then he got his right front tooth. And that was the big tooth that he got this month. And right now he's still working on the left front tooth. So he's going to have a mouthful of teeth probably before he's 1 at this rate. You want the basket? His movement hasn't really changed. He's gotten to where he actually likes rolling a bit, so he's not going anywhere. He just tosses back and forth. Occasionally I've gotten him to roll from one side of the living room to the other, depending on what he wants. If it's a toy or something he wants, but most of the time he just doesn't want to go anywhere. No progression with the crawling yet. Still working on it. I've been giving him tons of floor time, trying to get him to move. I put toys in front of him, put my phone in front of him, the dogs are in front of him, and nothing seems to get him wanting to move. I had a friend actually tell me to try like the puffs, putting those out and see if he'll go for them, so that's our next step. I haven't done it yet, but that's probably the next method I'm going to use because nothing's working. He has learned how to walk in his walker. He mostly just pushes himself forward with both legs, like he's not using his legs separately yet. He did it once yesterday, but more than anything he just kind of like launches himself forward and it scoots. He doesn't go backwards at all anymore. He can't figure it out, but he does go forwards, get stuck, and then we have to turn him around. But he's really liking the walker. He has started talking a lot. He doesn't say any words yet, doesn't have any association with anything, but he is just jabbering all the time. He said what sounds like Papa, Mama, Dada, still says the Baba all the time, but there's no association with him. But he is definitely talking, so I don't think it'll be too long where he's actually trying to say things. Or he's obviously trying to say things now, but actually associating them with things. Pretty sure he's going to start imitating soon, but don't know. He does try and imitate the dog occasionally when she's whining. He'll try to get her to keep doing it with other whines, which is cute now, but I don't think I'm going to like that later. Still super social. He's actually got a friend at church that he hangs out with, and he's still comfortable going with everybody. He did actually have one freak out this month. My grandma came over to see him, but he had just woken up. I gave him his bottle. He was drinking his bottle, and as I was feeding him, she came in to see him, and he just lost it. He just started bawling like crazy. It took me a while to get him to calm down. It's like she didn't even touch him. So I don't know what that was about. And he was awake. Like he was already almost done with his bottle. So it wasn't like somebody strange came in and woke him up. I don't know. But that's the only social issue we've had so far. This looks like I'm finishing this up by myself. One thing actually about like his dislikes that's been really interesting is when he dislikes something, he does this like scrunchy face and his eyes get all squinty. It's so funny looking. Like it's nice because I can tell when he doesn't like something. It's a very interesting face. I've been trying to get a picture of it just because I want to save that for later, but I haven't gotten it yet. The new thing that he's really been disliking this month is getting out of the stroller. So I'll get him in the stroller, we go for our walk, we get home. He's fine when it stops, when we get in the garage, all that. He's fine when I unbuckle, but like as soon as I go to pick him up, he starts getting upset and starts crying, getting angry, and then hold him, walk to the door, he stops. I don't know what the issue is. I know he's constantly leaning in the stroller, like he's leaning one way or the other for like the whole ride, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if he's doing it or if it's the setup of the stroller or what. I'm gonna look a little more into it, and I don't know if that's what's making him upset, but I don't think it is because it's at the end that he's getting upset, so I don't really know what's going on there. As for likes, he still loves drumming, loves banging on anything, whether it's me, toys, boxes, whatever. Drumming's his favorite. The one thing I've been trying to actually get him to do is to hold a toy and use that to beat on something with, and he hasn't done it yet. And I know it's not a skill I really want him to have, but it is a good development step, so I'm working on that, seeing if he can pick that up. He doesn't toss toys from hand to hand yet. He seems to have no interest in it. He just wants everything in his left hand. So I'm guessing he's gonna be left-handed. He loves his little piano thing on his non-bouncer. It lights up, makes music. He loves to hit it. He still loves books. He loves beating on them more than anything. He's actually started beating on his nighttime one a little bit. He's also started running his fingers down them, so I'm gonna bust out the touch and feels and see if I get a new reaction from those. The other thing is he still has his Wubba Nub. He still loves it. At nighttime for his bed routine, he'll actually reach and grab it himself and put it in his mouth, and it's just become a routine. Every time we walk in the room to pray, he reaches and grabs it and puts it in his mouth as we pray. So it's really cute. As for everything, that's basically the updates for this month. Still working on the crawling, still working on a lot of stuff, working on talking. So hopefully we'll have more updates in 10 months, see him where he's at, but at the same time, I'm letting him do everything at his own pace, just enjoying the ride, and we'll see where we go from here. If you want to follow along on his updates, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to see more pictures of him, I try to post daily. They're not always necessarily him, but I do post pictures of him quite often, because he's so cute, on my Instagram, and if you want to see more of those, you can go ahead and follow me. The link is in the description below. and I would love to get more contact from you guys that way. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed.